All right, it is just me here. Fantastic. Hi everybody, it is Christina at Scrapcraft and Stitchery. I have a few things to show you. I just had a happy mail. Come on in if you're coming on in, hopefully. We will get some good work done today. I hope you're all having a brilliant time. I know I am. Although I will say life has been fairly crazy for the last week. So I feel like this is the reset for the week. So hopefully everything's going to go downhill from here. Well, not downhill. Everything's going to reset from here. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. I had a thing I wanted to show you, but did I put it someplace where I'd know where it was? No, I did not. Okay. Well, I guess it will be a surprise. I made a super cool so I'm making this egg journal for hashtag Junk Journal Madness, and I had made this kind of prototype journal because I wanted to do an accordion fold journal, and it's only going to be, I wanted to see how big it was going to be and if I could add pockets the way I wanted, and I was going to show you the prototype, and I think I cleaned it up last night. I had it yesterday. I haven't been here since then. Anyway, I think I'm going to make it the prototype I just made out of the pages, out of 2 pieces of just white copy paper. But I have these beautiful copy dyed papers from I was going to use these because I can use 2 and I can make 5 folds on one side and 3 on the other, I think. I'm going to put a hardcover on it, but it'll have like pockets in the top. Anyway, I was going to show you. It's going to be really cool. And then I'm going to tuck like lots of things in. And then there'll be like all these eggs kind of making a line of generations going back. And I'll make these into pockets and they'll just kind of run across the entire accordion fold. There'll be little pockets with tags and little journal cards tucked in the top with maybe some fun things hanging out. Oh, hello, you guys are coming. I thought I was sitting here talking to myself. Hello. Hi, Cats Gallery. Hello, Tammy. It's good to see you. Yay. You said the wrong day. You know, that happens. And you know what? It's going to be on YouTube forever, right? So no one's ever going to know that it was the wrong day. That's the way that I see it. Or if they do, then, I mean, they'll think you're a nut. But probably we're not going to notice. What is today, by the way? Is it 16? 17. Yesterday was 16. Today is 17. I'm going to do my drawing now because, oh my gosh. Yes. I have super cool plans for the journal. I was just talking about this, and I made a prototype, or at least what the pages are going to be like. It's going to be a short and sweet one, but it's going to be super packed. And Kelsey, oh my gosh, I saw your moon journal. That is so amazing. I love that. That's exactly what I want my journals to look like. So yes. Thank you, Levelocked. You're the best. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. I was just talking about how I'm going to take these 2 pieces of paper and make an entire Easter junk journal that's talking about like egg dyeing in Romania and the Ukraine. And I chose a very different color palette than anybody anywhere has ever done for Easter. I'm going to do all these cool like earth tones. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be a really, really cool. Oh my gosh. No, I think your journal was amazing. Kelsey did this moon journal, junk journal flip through, and it's this like notebook art journal that's super amazing. That's like exactly the kind of thing I love. So for her sci-fi research into all of these things. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I made this one first because I like this little tiny pattern, and this like sun pattern at the back is like, woo, the sun god. And then it's got like kind of these symbolized wheat. Very cool. And then there's this one, and nets are like put on here. So you put like the bands that go around the middle like this are called eternity bands. And the idea is that like evil spirits will land on the egg and get caught in the eternity band, which is kind of cool. And then you have these like ladder symbols that symbolize like the ladders between connecting like heaven and earth, which is cool. And then the nets also help like capture evil spirits. So there's a lot of really cool patterns and stuff. And this one I was looking more for like Romanian type, which is where I got this like border with the curly borders, and the flowers are kind of more Romanian themed eggs. So anyway, it's going to be a little journal. It's only going to be like, it's going to be an accordion fold, and I'm going to make it so there's like pockets at the top of all the pages, and only have like 5 pages on the front, and I'll have hardcovers, but I think it's going to be really cool. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Thanks for coming. I'm glad you came. It's so good to see you. Fantastic. All right. I have to do my day, what did we decide? 17 sketch really quick. We will see how that goes. 20 minutes, we should be done. This week, I'm going to start choosing things that are kind of more, get out of here. Okay. Let's see what YouTube gives us to draw. I've been choosing, hey, look, there's dies. I don't usually do these off of my phone. You just have to go down until we find somebody who is, in fact, yeah, see, this doesn't work because it plays the video on the mobile. Let's do Josh Johnson, right? Is it going to make it bigger? Okay, so if you don't know and you haven't been following along, I'm doing the 100-day project, and every day I am drawing a YouTube creator from their video profile picture. And I've just been scrolling through my home feed looking for a thumbnail that has the video creator in their thumbnail. And I'm just looking to draw their face. So I've done Scrap Brat, and this is, I don't even know who this is, Jerry Bellini. She kind of is more a journaling channel. And then Oh, and also, you're welcome, Jennifer. Today is Debbie Epps' birthday, so everybody tell Debbie happy birthday. I'm not going to sing. I might get IT guy up here to sing. He sings really well. I'm not going to sing for you. This is Casey. Anyway, so I've done a whole bunch of these. This is Joan from Junk Journal Joanne, and this is P of P and M, and this is M of P and M, and this is Evie Eden, and this is one of her friends, Pam, and this is Froyle, and then that was a practice, and this is a practice. No, this is the actual one. I don't remember. Anyway, I redid her because I wasn't very happy, and I'm still not. This is ECR, and she dyed her hair purple, so she got some color. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. Janet Nash. Lovely. But anyway, so this week I've been picking like creators that maybe like I know or that are like at least in the creative crafting space. But this week I have kind of started, and the reason I am doing this, right, is because YouTube creators make some crazy faces on their YouTube pictures, and that makes them fun to draw and good drawing practice because they're pretty exaggerated anyway. Last week I did this on my live, and I thought it was kind of terrible, honestly. That's awesome. So happy birthday to Jennifer, too. We have all of the birthdays today. We should be having a birthday party here. I also got a birthday card from Heidi. So if you see her, I was going to open it online. It is not my birthday today. My birthday is later. Not much later. 13 days later. Wow, okay. This is what happens. I forget to pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay. And also, little tiny picture here. I usually do this over there on the computer, but you know, hey, we'll blame that if this goes awry. So I was asking ChatGPT yesterday for drawing lessons because I was saying that my drawings I'm not really getting the same right expression. And that mine are looking a little bit flat or a little bit, I don't know. People who are supposed to be like looking really happy are kind of like look like they're gritting their teeth a little bit. I don't know. And chat said to go ahead and try drawing the eyes first. Okay? Because I guess, you know. So that's what we're going to try. And also, we're changing up the expression because most of the creators that I've been drawing are looking pretty happy and friendly. And Josh is looking more like, holy, oh my, yikes, is what he says to say. So we'll see how that goes. And already, like, look at that. Eraser. Let's have him look down a little bit more, because I think he's looking down a little bit more. I already did another one today, so, but I don't have it. It's at work in my work notebook because I was working really hard earlier at work, and I thought I needed to take a break and do a sketch, which means all of this is working. I'm getting a lot more excited about doing sketches than I usually am, which is really like the other part of this goal is make it so that I just am like, oh, yeah, I can make a sketch of a face. Why not? Suddenly we have him looking like a girl. Josh is definitely a very pretty man, though, so what can I say? I think we're right on. We'll give him a microphone. You're not going to draw the hand tonight because you guys don't want to watch me try and like do that. Okay, we're going to draw the hand. Don't look. It'll be over soon. Hey, look, he has a hand. That was actually the best hand I've done so far. Awesome. The microphone's kind of weird looking. Oh, it wasn't that his face looked like a girl. It was because I've never seen his face without the microphone. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. This is an interesting expression. Much different than a smile. So far, I've only really drawn smiles, but check this out. He's got like these raised eyebrows, which are kind of wrinkling his forehead. Usually you have to put the like smile lines in around the mouth, but no, he has no smile lines. Or I can't see them. You got a little bit of like, I think this is not that bad. I'm going to send this to him and see what he thinks. What do you think? You guys can look. I finished the hand, by the way. Woo, let's shake the camera a little bit more. Oh, I also need to write on here. Day 17. What does it say about this? I didn't even look. The massage that nearly finished me. All right, that's what it is. I was in Hazel's live earlier today, and they were talking about things that can get you kicked out of chat. That title. All right. Thank you to another brave YouTube creator who has put himself out on the internet so that I can sketch him. Now, I have to say that I'm pretty pleased with this, and it's been 17 days and 17 faces, and I am finding that, like, you notice, I was like, oh, I'm just going to start with the eyes, and I didn't have to do all that, like, business of, like, sketching in the oval for the head and then, like, splitting it and trying to turn it. I mean, his head could have turned. I did it really well with the turn on the head. I think it's pretty spot on. And he doesn't look like, I don't know, an alien. Not bad. What else? March 10. So all of these zines, I am going to make a little tiny book. And I'm going to use, and I'll just use a Coptic stitch to tie them together and put a cover on it. And then I'll have 100 days of pictures. I'm going to need 13 zines because they have 8 pages each. So I'm going to be folding some more later. But right now, that is that. Whew. Do I need some shading in these faces? Sometimes I add shading, and I've been adding more as I go along. But do I need it? I don't think so. Mainly I'm just trying to get the sketches I'm just really trying to get the sketches down. If I have more time, I add some shading. But I'm really, right now, just trying to capture the expression. Is really kind of where I'm at. And to get them down quick. Oh, you're saying, do I need the shading for the expression? Is that your prompt today, Tammy? People's perception, reception of your art? Well, I mean, practice for 17 days. Like my first ones, I had to change it to pencil because I tried it with pen because I did all the ones at the I did all of the ones at the beginning. The first 2 I did in ink because I was like, I did all those sketches at in October, and I was just doing a lot of those just with a pen and making them up out of my head. So, but that didn't go so well. I decided I want an eraser for these. And yes, I think that sometimes, in some cases, that the shading can help with the expression, or just to make it look more realistic. But like, I don't know. I mean, I added some of that picture. It's a lot more difficult. So, like today, I was just doing it off my phone, and I usually pull it up on the computer. And yesterday, I actually took the picture and made just a copy of it, and then because I was actually thinking about making a video of doing the drawings, so I might start doing a short video um, every day, but that's really time consuming after you do all of the extra steps. And this is supposed to be an easy thing. So, I will have to think about that. Or not think about it and just do it. But what was I saying? I was trying to make a point, and then I got off. Pictures, shading. Oh, so yesterday is what I was saying. To help with the shading and the contrast, I actually took it and I turned it into a black and white photo, because sometimes that helps to show the and I really worked on the expression a lot more. And I guess I didn't do a whole lot of shading on this. I thought this was pretty good, but the problem with like the one I did yesterday was like the angle is all off. I realized she's kind of almost leaning back a little bit, and I think that probably the body language in this one doesn't help a lot, because she was actually in the picture like leaning forward a little bit. So, hey, but I did spend a lot more time on that one trying to get the right expression. And sometimes they're really easy, and sometimes they're just really not. And I don't know if it's me or it's probably me. It's probably not them. I don't know. But it's pretty fun. It's been quite an adventure, I have to say. And Tammy, to say something about to go back, I would just like to say that it's kind of like scary to draw pictures of people and post it on the internet and then be like, hey, I drew a picture of you, because I don't know what they're going to think. Anyway, but I do also try to tag them. So they either say nothing or they seem pretty happy. So, hey. Hello, Juju. How are you? Well, I was thinking that I would really eventually like to do some painting and do some like paint some of these and add some color and stuff. Fantastic. I now have my 100-day project for day 17 done. So that's good. Also, I try to write a little bit about the process when I post the pictures, because I'm posting them right now to my community tab. So if you want, you can read a little bit about it. I promise they're not usually too long. Okay. What I was going to do tonight, because last week, I kind of started another, I was just processing some books that I got from the library, and I was going to work on an altered book, right? And so, but I was kind of scattered last week. And what I decided I want to do is I started keeping this to-do list, and it's a playlist, and it's just cool videos. And I see something and I'm like, oh, I want to try that later, but I don't really have a later. So what I'm going to start doing is on Tuesday nights, that's going to be my later. So I'm going to go through my to-do playlist and try things. And sometimes they might be kind of short things that only take, an hour or so. And sometimes they might take a couple of weeks. And so what I was going to do is I kept seeing these videos from Hickory Art Co. And Gigi is doing a Reader's Digest altered book. So I figured that now would be a great time to do that. And I know I already started one last week, because I started one actually in December. With Pam, the ginger cat lady. And I actually made 2, and I have kind of marked and folded the pages for this one and everything. There's pages that are like anyway, there's already some pockets and things in here. Look, I took some seam binding and some lace seam binding and repaired that because the pages were kind of falling apart. And anyway, so I started those, and that's where that's at. And these are kind of a little bit different. So these are the ones that like are sewn in bindings. But the one that she's doing is a Reader's Digest condensed book, and I have some of these. And so I figure, why not just start at the beginning? And this is a 3-part series that the Hickory Art Company does, turning an altered book into, or a Reader's Digest condensed book into an altered book. So I'm going to start that tonight, and I'll probably work on that for the next 3 weeks. And we'll see where that gets to, and I'll probably do some of it off camera. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have that big of a plan. But anyway, and then sometimes there's stuff that's more like other stuff to do. And these are cool because they have pictures like this guy. How fun is he? Okay, that you can use. So there's that. And then, depending on where we're at in the night, I might show you, I did some stamping yesterday. I was just playing with this stamp set that I'd never used before. So I got this idea. I have a couple of ideas. I have about 1,000 ideas. You're not going to be bored tonight. Grab a seat, grab a craft. Come along with me if you have one of these. Go ahead and do this. I know. There's so much, so many things to do. So this is my YouTube inspired time, right? Okay. So Juju, did you know that we have 2 birthdays in the house? So if you're coming on later, you should definitely plan on singing to Debbie and Jennifer. I don't know how that goes if you're going to do 2 happy birthdays. I think this is probably a birthday card from Heidi. I don't know. I have not opened it. I don't know if I'm going to get to open it. It is closed up tight. I'm going to make a friend's journal in April after my birthday. Maybe at the end of March. I figured I wouldn't do it right now because I want to know how many cards I need to accommodate because I might do something different for those. Oh, see, IT guy, come up and sing to Jennifer before she goes to bed. Woo! Happy everything. Look at this. So cute. She always does really cool backgrounds. This is fabric. And I don't know what these are. These are cool flowers. I think she colored them. They feel kind of felty or velvety. Very cool. And there's like fabric here. I need to put more fabric on my cards. Okay. What's in here? She can send me a tag. This is awesome. See? So cool. Becky Borkin, is that her name? I watched her last night. She went through all the ATC cards that she got in February for her 50th birthday because she wanted 50 ATC cards. That was fun and awesome and cool. Look at this. This is embossed. All these cute little details. This is definitely from an old book. And she stamped right on the picture. I would not think to do that. That's cool. I love this little tab. Oh my gosh. Okay. So cool. Let's see. What else is coming up? Okay. So I'm going to try and Friday or Saturday, I'm going to put out the next part of my egg journal, which is going to be probably assembling the pages and maybe drawing more eggs. So look for that sometime this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to get it done by Friday because honestly, I haven't done anything more than kind of plan. And like I was saying, I made like a whole prototype because I want to get it right. And then I have a lot of like journaling to do on journaling cards to explain like all the symbolism. Although maybe that's going to be easier than I thought it was going to be because I just talked for a long time about it. And then oh, hello, Delise. How are you? Super excited you decided to come. So anyway, I'm doing a journal for Easter for Susan at A Turtley Love It hosts Junk Journal Madness, and the theme for March is Easter. So I'm doing an Easter journal with Pasanki eggs from Ukraine, and they're gonna like all be in a line, and it's gonna represent generations going back into my past into Romania. So I'll have some Romanian kind of eggs, but like I was looking and there's like a Polish tradition and they all have a little bit different kinds of like patterns and stuff that they do. So that's going to be super cool. I'm super excited about that. And I got to get the video out. And like I said, that'll be this weekend. And then on Monday, I'm doing Masterboard Madness for Hazel Anaka is doing Masterboard Madness in March. And you should look and see because people have done some really cool videos. There's like 1 or 2 videos a day for that. So I'm like, who was it? Joanne did at, what's the name of her channel? I always forget the name of her channel. That's really, really bad. And she did a bias tape, like fabric masterboard. Crazy. It was very cool. Okay. So that is about as far out as I have planned. I'm going to do those. They make those videos. I'm going to put them out, and then we'll be back here. And I will be not sane. And then we'll work on this journal again. So, is there anything else I need to tell you or show you? Delise, I'm sorry you're still sick. That sucks. I know you were like going to bed early. Hopefully you're feeling better than you were yesterday. Because you seemed kind of out of it yesterday. I hope you at least got some rest. I think it is the same Heidi, and she does send absolutely amazing cards and super fun ephemera. I probably should have found some paper clips if I have any left, because I think I need to finish that or work on finishing that other book before I probably start another one. But hey, what's the fun in that? Paper clips. Somewhere I have a box that has some paper clips. Sometimes there's paper clips in the bottom of one of these. Underneath the crocodile. Hey, look who we found hiding. He was just hanging out. Hanging out. Look at that. That is adorable. All right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, we had a huge storm yesterday, too. It was like thunder and lightning, like right up in my backyard. It was crazy yesterday. Okay, as I said, we are going to follow the instructions by Gigi at Hickory Art Co for this, because I haven't made one of these before. And at the same time, did I listen to the directions? Of course I did not. So I'm going to I would have normally, like, if this was like a small thing, I would have made like I would have made one of these and I could have done that, but I didn't. Nor did I take notes this time. I had like all these big intentions when I got this idea, and then I didn't do it. So, but you skip some pages at the front, and you definitely tape this cover fly and the next page, and then I think you can start tearing things out. And you're going to go about every 10 pages, and then you're going to keep a page and get rid of all the pages in between. So I rather like this picture, and I don't want to mess with it. And I might, I think, glue these two pages together. And then I'm going to keep this page. And, you know, I'm going to get rid of this page. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. And I did kind of start an altered book, as I was saying last week. And I've already started those. I've done one like that. And the difference being the way that the book is made. We'll talk about this for just a second. And so the other way that I did this was for books. These books, the Reader's Digest condensed books, are glued together. And this is how to do it if your book is glued together. And there's a different way of doing it if your book is sewn together. But these are glued together. So I am going to use this other way of doing this. And I have done this with a sewn together book previously, which is kind of what I worked on last week. So once I get this prepped, I'll have 4 altered books to make, which is a pretty exciting place to be, right? Now we have to decide if we want to keep this in our book or not. And I think we can get rid of that. We will save it for later. Okay. That is 10 pages. That is 10 pages. So you can go through and look at all these beforehand. I'm just going to go through as I'm going through and make decisions on if I want to include these pages, the picture pages, or not in my book, and whether or not I'm leaving them. I did not look at them prior to this, so you're getting as good. I mean, this is the first look here. And so I'll work on this next week too. Right now, I'm just going to kind of go through and take out pages and make plans for later. This page is going to get glued to the next page, which will be this page, to make a pocket or something. But we want to take out some of these pages so that we have room to put stuff in here. Hello, Legalia. So happy you could come by. It was super fun seeing all of Becky's cards that she got for her birthday and all of her Happy Mail. That's awesome, Tammy. Did you comment on Amy is super nice and very talented. Oh, you counted. That's fantastic. I am really, really kind of on the fence about if I want to do the 50 stack challenge 8. I tried to do it. Because I was doing so well up until Christmas time on the 50 stack challenge 7, and then I just kind of lost it. And it was too much. So I am going to paper clip this, and I will probably come in and glue some of these pages together, and I'll do that next week. I'll probably glue all, I don't know if I'll glue that or not. I got this book at an estate sale, but these two are going to get, for sure, glued together. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. We will do something with that. Fantastic. Okay, so you're going to leave this page, and we're going to take out 10. Perfect. What about this picture? Do we like this picture or no? It's kind of scary, and I don't really like it. It's not pretty. We kind of want to get rid of this. This would be the 11th page. Let's keep that page. We'll pull that page out. Okay. Did I give a suggested prompt? Oh. For Crafty Cat for the challenge, I did not give a suggested prompt. Did you? That's a lot of like ATC cards. It was fun seeing them all together. Okay. So yes, Amy at Crafty Cat does the 50 stack challenge, and she just started Sunday, the 50 stack challenge 8. And this time she asked viewers for the prompts. And she took all of the ones she got, and she'll choose 50, 2 every week on Sunday to give us the prompts. And I like that it's a weekly challenge. That's what I found. And then you make like a piece of ephemera, basically, according to the prompt. So the ones she gave on Sunday were rust and, oh gosh, did I write it down? No, of course I didn't. Puzzle piece. Those two will get glued together. Well, you didn't do that right. This is going to get ripped out. Sorry, sir. Okay. That was happening anyway. Okay, we'll save that paper. And then we're going to count 10. Oh, well, I love this one. This one has got to stay. You can always add them back in later because, I mean, we're going to keep all these. Well, that has to stay. So we're just going to make this up as we go along. As we do. Well, hopefully your name is on there and you will get credit for it. Ooh, that page is supposed to stay. And now we've ripped it and we'll have to come back and fix it. Right? That's fine. Okay. That will be some sort of tuck spot or pocket or something. Hopefully we're doing this correctly. Of course we are. We will save that, and that's also going to be like, we'll do something with the back side of this probably. So let's just do that. Why am I confused now? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Okay, we'll save that page. It would be nice if they would have like spaced the pictures out. I don't know if I like that or not, so no. We can decide later. I have a feeling that like after we do this project of, you know, following along and making a Reader's Digest book, that we might be doing a thing about using up book pages. Who knows? By our Inspired by YouTube thing. I'm just going to leave that in there as spacing. We'll see what happens. If it's really bad, I'll have to let you know. So that you know not to do what I've done. Level locked, I think, is in and out of the car. In and out tonight because he's doing some work on his car. So I really very much appreciate him being here, moderating for me tonight. We can check our progress a little bit here. Yep, we're definitely taking some pages out. Okay. What do you guys think of this picture? Yes or no? I got this book at an estate sale, and I got like 6 of them for $3. I thought I got quite the deal. I rather like that picture because that's just the kind of thing I like. But I'm going to pull it out anyway. Because it's not a super happy picture. And I kind of said what? Before this, to help me decide, I want to keep happy, pretty pictures. We will save this one for our turmoil journal that we do later. Ooh, look. We can put that in Val. Di's been making a mermaid journal. This is how people get turned into mermaids. Maybe that could fit in there. Is it supposed to get cold again? Because I need... So I'm putting a paper clip because I'm going to come back and glue those together and make those into pockets and things. And so I am paper clipping them together because I've removed the papers in between, and it's just easier for me to remember to either glue them together or make a pocket there. Later, we can leave 3 there instead of the regular 2. But that is just to remind me what's going on later, make it a little bit easier. And I'm taking out all of these pages so that wait a minute.
The cat's in the attic, huh?
Oh yes, the cats are all in the attic. Hey, it's Berticroot. He looks like a giant cat.
He is a giant cat.
Sail him all the way across so they can see the extent of this giant thing.
Show them your tail.
They're gonna think it's a monster. It's like a Godzilla. Don't step on the keyboard, bud.
He's got a tail like a
I don't know why
bobcat.
cats always think they can type. That would explain the size of him.
I was thinking about it the other day. Big cat.
He's a big cat. Okay.
Grim, why don't you come out of the attic?
I think he'd rather not.
Berticroot, why don't you not go in the attic? I have an easy solution for this.
So that was Berticroot. The books are awesome. So these are the Reader's Digest condensed books. Delise, I was saying to myself last week after last week's live that, you know, maybe we should try and make a plan. And so my plan is to, I have this playlist of things to do that kind of like, I don't know, if I see a video that has something in it and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. And I put it in my to-do playlist later. And I never find time to do it later. So I'm doing it now. And this is, I'm making an altered book, and Hickory Art Co did this, and she did a really nice series of making this particular not this particular book, but Reader's Digest condensed book into an altered book. And I had I have 6 of these, so I figured it was a good thing to try and do. And I saved it to my playlist, and I was like, now is the moment. And you guys can watch that video and decide if we're any good at doing this or not. Huh. We're going to keep this because it's the 10th page, so it wins the lottery. Why not? Well, the 10th page means that it gets... You'll have to keep that page to put with these pages, to make the pocket, and then we'll have that page on that side, I think. I did watch the whole video, and I was actually kind of paying attention, but I also didn't actually do it. And the ones that I have done are different sewn in kind of books instead of glued in kind of books. So since this is a little bit different, I have not actually done it before. So okay. Should be fun to see. But, you know, if this doesn't work, we can try again because we have 6. So it'll be fine. Right now, I am leaving like 3 or 4 pages to glue together so that when I make the pocket, it's just a little bit thicker rather than a little bit thinner, depending on what I want to do with it. Thicker can't hurt us. So keep that. We can definitely put, the idea being is that this page can now be folded into a pocket. You could fold this like in a variety of ways. This can be folded like down this way, and then if we fold that and then glue this to this page, right along here and here, you have this pocket that you've made, and you have this, and you can decorate this and decorate this, and you can put things in here, and you've taken out a lot of pages to kind of, so you can put, you know, journaling cards and things like that back in here. That's our plan. But we'll go through and start gluing things together next week because today we're just ripping out pages. We'll keep that page. There was this other cool idea. How far are we? This has a lot. Well, you know, they do this handy thing called numbering books. How many pages are in here? Holy cow, this thing has like 600 pages. I only just looked. Okay. Let's do this. Maybe we'll do this like every 150 pages. Ish. thing you can do, if you can get this to go in there, I'm going to put my cutting mat in there and see if I can get it in there. Awesome. Hello, Di. How are you? IT guy's been kind of having a bad week. His car has not been running well, so that kind of sucks. So be extra nice to him. What are we looking for now? I was looking for some sort of a ruler, because there might be 3 or 4 of them around here. There might not also be, but hey. The idea here is we're going to cut just up to the margin and leave 2 pages here, so that later we have, I guess I'm going to put this here. So later we have this where we can glue in another page if we want to put in whatever we want to put in there. Some writing paper or something, we can glue something in, and we have a place now to do that because we've cut this down. So why don't we do that again at 300? Because, I mean, somewhere around here. You can put that there to remind us when we get there to think about that. And then maybe again at 450, why not? If it was my way, I would do a whole book that was nothing but that. So, hey, there we go. You have bookmarks everywhere. Look at that. We'll use this. We'll definitely see this book page camouflaged in there with the book pages. Interesting. Not putting that in my book. Okay. So I am just keeping a page or 2, and then I'm tearing out 10 pages or somewhere between 9, 10, 11 pages. To thin this book out. Gross. Okay. I need to repaint my nails. And all that's just based on what page comes up as the 10th page and whether or not we want to keep it, because some of them have cool pictures that we want to keep and play around with and add to our journal, and some of them are pictures we would rather save for something else. This one is a glued book, which I haven't done before. And I am going based off of the instructions by Hickory Art Company. Hickory Art Co. She did a big series on how to do even this particular book because she was doing a Reader's Digest condensed book. And I'm following along. Thank you, Di. No, it was last week I was doing the sewn in book, right? And I have not finished that, rest assured. I decided to put some zag in my zig and do something totally different and start over. So I'll tell you, okay, so what Di's talking about is if you have a book that's got a sewn in where the signatures are sewn in and you start ripping out pages like this, the pages are sewn together. So you have pages that are like, I'm sure we have one here. Nope, not that one. Let's try again. If you didn't know, this one is definitely like this. So the way they make books, find the middle, right? Is they take and they print like one big sheet that has 4 pages on it. And then they fold them together and then they sew in the middle here. And so you can take the book apart by going and finding that sewing in there. But the other thing that they can do is just take all of these loose pages like this, and they just make a stack of them, and then they take that and they glue it all together on the binding, and that holds the pages all together. So this book is glued book and not a sewn book. So if you take a sewn book and you were ripping out like one page like this, then you'd be ripping like this page here. If you rip this page out, right, then the page on the other side is no longer attached, although there it is. Ta-da! See? So then your book would just like fall apart. But because these are all pages that are sewn or glued in individually, I don't have that problem. But it could be fun to do on a live and like let Di panic. That could be fun too. Did I not count? Oh, I must have gotten to 10 before. I was thinking about what I was doing. Look at these pages are all going to have like, little Japanese flags on them. Look. Well, yes. No, this book's not going to fall apart. It's going to be fine. What are you talking about? Of course it's not going to fall apart. Di is here, keeping us from wrecking our day. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you. Let's count one more time. I feel like they didn't illustrate this story very much. I'm going to put this like on my list of things to not do during a live. Don't count during a live. I guess I could like narrow that down. Is 10 okay? Is 3 okay? I feel like you don't even really need to count 3. So I will glue all of that together, make some sort of a pocket or tuck or something out of those. Those will all go together into one thing. Okay. That's okay. You guys are sitting very quietly over there for such a boisterous group of people, so you're easy to ignore. Okay, I am going to put that there. I am going to be good. We have a couple pages to work with when we decide to start doing things. See you, Debbie. Thanks for coming by. All right. So depending on what you can want to do, you can leave like 2 pages to be glued together, 3 or 4. And it also kind of depends on like how thick your pages are. If your pages are really thin and you want to do a lot of like, I don't know, if you wanted to put, I'm always wanting to put something wet on there or something. So, oh my goodness. I hope not, Delise. I hope you get to stick around and play. But yeah, it's kind of the season of crazy weather, apparently. But I kind of started out just keeping 2 pages. Maybe I'll just keep for this one. I don't know what I'm doing with these yet. I haven't watched that many videos that closely. I should have watched them all maybe before trying this online for the first time, but hey, I figured you would just figure it out. Hello, Fraps and Scraps. Welcome. I don't recognize your channel. Do you have a channel? Thanks for stopping by. Are those like frappes and scraps? I am making an altered book out of a Reader's Digest condensed book. That sounds fantastic. I was not organized enough. I was going to get some green tea, but I usually have a cup of coffee while I'm scrapbooking here. Scrapbooking, crafting. I may need to come back in here and dig out some of these where it's like there's a lot left in here. But also I'm kind of thinking that's just going to mean that I'm going to have a little bit more spacing between my pockets. I don't know. I haven't really tried this before. I do feel like I'm getting a lot of it out.
Sister Nightly Nighty Journal, it's 8:29 p.m.
Yes, thank you. Hello, Lisa. It's good to see you. Glad you could make it. Fantastic. Do you have a channel, Fraps and Scraps? And is there something we can call you? What do you like to go by? I try to remember everybody's names as much as I possibly can. Me too. Me too. I do lives every Tuesday night. Shauna. Wow. That's a lot of videos. That's cool. I will have to subscribe. It's amazing how many channels, like relatively big channels, are out there that like I'm not subscribed to, and I don't think I'm subscribed to you. So that's very exciting. I also feel like we get kind of stuck in our own little bubbles and sometimes, and the algorithm kind of keeps us there. So that's cool. Juju, I was going to ask you if you wanted me to come on live with you later tonight, or if tomorrow or later in the week would work better. Because I'm down for either, but it's too late because she's going to dinner now. I'll ask her later. I am super excited because I have not really finished an altered book before. I've started a couple. So I am super excited to try this one. But this is my plan every Tuesday to try something new and exciting that I have learned on YouTube, along with some other stuff. Hopefully. Depending on how much I've learned on YouTube that week. So I was just wondering if I was getting enough of the like center part of this out. I don't know. Maybe you have some guidance here if you've done this before. So I'm just tearing out 10 pages in between, and I did not paper clip that one. And then I will glue the first page between, let's see, the page on either side of where I tore out. I will glue together and make a pocket or a tuck. Was my plan. See, and Di knows the entire internet. I think that that's my plan, is to make like all of those like and just glue that together. And I was kind of thinking that that would kind of, I don't know. If it's a pocket, I think it'll make a nice kind of open pocket and kind of give it a little bit of fluff. So it's not like squished together. It'll be easier to use. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Where do you get a sweet plantain pizza? Oh, Puerto Rico. Because you have family in Puerto Rico. Awesome. I got to go to Puerto Rico once for work. It was amazing. Fantastic coffee. I got to go for a week because I went for work and I stayed afterwards. And it was beautiful. I got to go hiking in the rainforest. They have beautiful beaches. It's kind of like they have a lot of like old forts, Spanish forts. Really good coffee. Lots of plantains. And they make rum. And people were super, super friendly and nice. And a lot of people there speak Spanish and don't really speak English. Gorgeous. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. This is the 10th page. And we can keep this, but we'll probably cover up this part of that somehow. Maybe we'll put her in like a frame or something. Or, I don't know. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Although maybe we want to keep this. Because maybe she's my hero. It says Sadie Shapiro is a knitting genius. Give her a ball of yarn and stand back. Mittens, scarves, ponchos, sweatsuits. There's no end to the marvels that pour from her busy needles. So one year for Halloween, I dressed up as a knitting superhero. I had all of my knitting on and a wig and, My knitting needle is in my hair. Oh my gosh. I'm going to fold almost all of the pages for pockets. Yes, that is the plan. This will be mostly like one page will be here, and we'll decorate that, and then on the back side of it will be like a pocket, or there'll be like a tuck space between the pockets for a journaling card or something. Yes. Well, that's too bad, Delise. Yes. It's really cool. I'm excited. Hopefully this is the start of what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to take both of these pages out and I will add these pictures back in. More in the way that I want them. How's that? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to just take this out for now and I can put it back in when I want. And this is fine because I like the number 1 on there. So that'll be good. Okay. And we did leave our 2 pages here where we cut this out at the margin so we can glue something back into there. We did do that. So now we need to leave a page or 2, depending on what we want to do. We want to get rid of this because I don't want that in there. Just don't want to deal with that. So we can tear all the way to Sadie. We'll take Sadie out and add her back in. Oh, that's right. It's honestly kind of interesting that that doesn't happen. So Delise had to leave Puerto Rico because she's like really allergic to something in the air there. And then you watch 90 Day Fiance and there was this one girl who moved from I can't remember. Was she from Thailand? And she was living in the US, but she was just sick all the time. And she had to go back. And they had to move back to, I can't remember. It might have been the Philippines. Terrible, terrible, terrible. With her husband because she was just sick all the time. And they couldn't really help her. But she just did a lot better. In this case, at home. In one place versus the other. And I guess it's kind of surprising that that doesn't happen more. So we'll take those 2 pages. Those will get glued together. Looks like our girl Sadie's gone on the lam. I guess I want to keep that one. Now watch out for those knitters. We are constantly in trouble. Man. That is rough. That is really a bad allergy. Yes. For sure. And I mean, the flu is like just really bad this year. Okay. Thank you, IT guy. And for sure, Delise, we'll all keep you in our thoughts and prayers until you're feeling better. All right, we have to keep this one. Which means we need to keep this one, glue these 2 together. Okay, and then go from there, if that makes sense. Which means this is like kind of a short one to rip out, but that's okay. Oh my. This is a very dramatic story. With, again, ooh, did you see that? The pages change. My goodness, we have a Cruella de Vil in here. Awesome. Okay. Keep going. Where was I? Doo-doo. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that could work. You could have this picture of Sadie, because the construction guy. And then on the next page, we can have everybody kind of celebrating at the finish line or whatever this is. Perfect. Okay. Glad I figured that out. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. That's what'll happen. We'll have a page. This will happen. And then we'll have a page. We'll tell all the pages to here. And we can get rid of this guy, I think. Certainly. I mean, I guess we could keep him, but, you know. We're going to fold him into a pocket. Yes, we will keep that. It's going to be very nice. Okay. Okay. We can... I don't know if I really want to do this. I worked at St. Jude and I have seen enough pictures of doctors helping like sick kids for probably my entire lifetime. Fantastic what they do, but I just... So we can just glue all of that together. And we'll find something to do with this. I'm kind of thinking we could cut like here again and add another page. We're kind of a little early, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not like we can do it as often as we want. This is not an exact science. I think what we'll do is probably just glue things together. We'll cover this page, we'll glue things together, make pockets. It will all work out when we decorate it. Okay. All right. Hi, Doodle Daddy. Did you come to say hello? You know, I've had my channel for about a year. I have to say that Newt has become like, she's very shy and she wasn't sure she wanted to be on YouTube at first, but now she's kind of getting over it, deciding she would like to be a YouTube star too. Because right now, I would say she's probably the cat you are most likely to see. But that may also be because, oh, well, I opened the door to the attic earlier and kind of left it open because I had to get my book out of there. And the cats had to be kind of there, so they all kind of skittered out into the attic. So Grim and Nova Emberwild, thank you, Doodle, for helping. Doodle. They escaped into the attic, so I'll have to go chase them out of there. Because they think it's a great playhouse. A fun place to explore. Because they never get to go in there. Do you hear Papa calling you? He's singing your song. He shook the treat bag. And the other cats are locked in the attic and they can't have any. Treats do win every time, yes. Those Temptations, I don't know what they put in them, but we have 4 cats. And they're kind of picky, and they don't always agree. They have their own favorites, but they all love Temptations. Well, good. now, I think the only ones left up here are me, and Grim, and Nova. And Grim and Nova won't come out of the attic probably until they are called out. So let's put another insert page here. Please insert page here. And that'll give us 3. And they're kind of sort of evenly distributed, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Well, we can put whatever we want in there. What we want, we don't know yet. It's going to be fantastic, though, whatever it is. Absolutely fantastic. And seems to me like it's not quite straight. That's okay. All right. I'm super excited about those. Okay. Now let's skip this one. Okay, what are we going to do about this? We're taking it out. Do we want to leave that in? Nah. That's kind of the thing with these. They have some really great illustrations. It's not what you want for your book necessarily. Which we're going to decide this one's not, then we can take it out. And we'll do something with it later. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Those temptations, I think, I don't know what they put in them, but everybody seems to love them. I accidentally tried one once. They're not that great. I don't recommend them. this picture. I don't want this picture. I should rip it out and use it as a reference drawing, right? That could be fun. Okay, we're going to glue these two pages together and make our pocket over here. So that'll either become a pocket or something, I don't know. Let's see. So I'm going to finish this, and then I think I'm going to stamp for a little while. Shauna, I don't know if you have ever been to Juju's Crafting on the Back 40, but I usually go there. She starts a stream at like 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. So in about 50 minutes. So I'm going to probably get off of here in around 40 minutes and go over there and hang out with them. And she goes from like for 2 hours pretty much every night. And they have a really great group. And they're a lot of fun. And then Tuesdays to Sundays, if you're up for more streaming and crafting and fun, Pam, the ginger cat lady, who I haven't seen tonight, but sometimes she stops in here, she streams all night long. Okay. Yeah, so Pam the ginger cat lady starts at like 10 o'clock your time, and she goes overnight. So if you're ever up in the middle of the night, you can drop in and see Pam. Oh, cool. I will have to check that out. New friends. Okay. Yes, there is a fantastic group of people that hang out. You of course know Di, and buy the messy palette. And she's there a lot. And so a lot of people from Australia hang out because, it's daytime there for them. So it's very much a fun group of really fun people kind of hanging out. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed to Juju, last night she was at like $7.99. I feel like she must be at 800 right now, but maybe Level Locked could put up Crafted on the Back 40 for us if you have a minute. Because it would be awesome. Personally, I think we need to get her over 1,000 subscribers because, if you're going to stream every night for 2 hours, like every night, and she is like super high energy and really a lot of fun. And she does she'll like pull out and she'll be doing like jelly plating and like building a journal. And right now she's building like a 25-pound journal, although I don't know if it got to 25 pounds. It might have been more like 9 pounds. So much stuff in 2 hours. She does more than like 2 hours, and I can get it done in a week. So very fun to watch. Plus the people there are kind of a riot. So oh my gosh, that's so awesome. She's gonna be so happy. I'm so happy. Fantastic. I'm gonna have to do something too for my 1 year anniversary on YouTube is coming up. And I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do. Probably some sort of a giveaway. I still have almost 3 weeks before we have to do anything, super, before we really have to do anything. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that's what we're doing today. How many pages do we have left? What happens at the end of this book? I think we want to keep this page. I think we're going to keep this one. Okay. And that is the book. That will glue there. We'll keep this page to go with this page, and we'll tear out all of those. And then we have torn out all the pages that we're going to tear out of this book. So what I'm going to do, I think that is a pretty good place to stop with this project. And I will come back and work on this again on Tuesday. My homework is going to be to watch the second video in this playlist. And maybe some other videos. I don't know. So that I can do the next part of this, which would be to start gluing the pages together and making the pockets and doing a little bit of decorating. And I think is what we're going to do, because I think this is what Hickory Art Co recommended, was to not go through and glue all your pockets together, but to kind of do that as you're decorating and finding the pages you want to work with. So I think we won't make one effort to just go through and glue pages and make pockets. We'll probably kind of go along and start decorating and doing everything. So it will be fun and exciting. So I'll look and see what she does and decide. Now, what did I decide? That's going to get glued to that. What is this page? Well, I guess that's going to work with that to make a pocket or something at the end. I think that'll be cool. Yes, that's what that is. Awesome. We have, that is what our book now looks like. We have all these spaces that we've created to add things back in. All right. I will keep that in mind. I know, so I started a book before and I went through and this one is a glued book, and the other one I did was a sewn book. So I just pulled out like the centers of the signatures together. And that one, I definitely went through and glued all of the pages together. But for this one, I'm following Hickory Art Co's. Gigi there did a video, like 3 videos doing like the Reader's Digest condensed book. So I was going off of basically her videos to see what would happen. And I didn't pay close enough attention to videos 2 and 3 to see what I was supposed to do next. So I don't have much of a plan yet. I think so. Yes. This was definitely the work part of this is making the space. The next part, deciding what we want to put in here. So that is super exciting. So on Mondays, I try to do a little bit of mixed media. And so last night, I did. Oh my gosh. Last night I started jelly plating and then I wound up just cleaning my big jelly plate because I kind of left it last time with a bunch of like paint and stuff on it, which I usually do, but because eventually it'll peel off and be really cool. But I kind of got tired of doing that, so it was time to clean it. So I wound up cleaning my jelly plate, and then I didn't really do a lot of jelly printing after that. I did a little bit. So I switched and decided to play with my stamps. And so I have these. Let me get that and I'll show it to you. So I have a whole bunch of stamps that I've had for forever and ever and ever. Thank you, Shauna, for coming by. I hope you'll come back next Tuesday. I will check out your live on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll write that down so I don't forget. Wednesday. That's tomorrow. I don't know why I thought. Thank you, Tammy. See? Tomorrow. Thank you, Level Locked. Level Locked keeps track of me and tells me all of the things and posts everybody's channels. Awesome. Okay. Okay. I have an entire drawer of unmounted rubber stamps. Okay. Like a lot of them. And then I have some wood mounted stamps. And then I have some other things. Okay. Most of these I got from Club Scrap. And they came as like sheets like this. So you get like the picture and you have the stamps. And like I've never used these. And so what I decided to do, I pulled them all out of the drawer. I do use them occasionally. I try to, if I'm going to stamp, pull these out and see what's in here. I pulled them all out because I was looking for birthday stamps. To send birthday cards. And yes, and this one I used, well, anyway, doesn't matter. I used this one in July last year for the first time. So I got this idea, and this was from like Condi Sindit, I think her name is. And that's her channel name, but she designs stamps, and you can get her stamps on joggles. Good night, Tammy. Thank you for staying up with us. It was good to have you. Oh, fantastic, Lisa. We have to get our over 800, and then because YouTube always takes a couple of your subs, because you know, you go out and you find people and you herd them to your channel and bring them back. And, you know, I work really hard for, I feel like, every single one of my subs. And yes, and then YouTube will take a couple away. of people who haven't watched your channel or interacted with your channel. And so, yes, it's always good to get her a little bit farther over 800. So what I did last night is I have this set. This is called Interior Design. And I was playing around with it. And I cut it all out. And I have them on these sheets of just glossy cardstock and a page protector. We'll take it out. Why not? So I cut them all out. And I was playing around. So I made a card. I liked this. I really, really love this paintbrush stamp. But anyway, I was watching Condi send it, and she designs stamps. She has some really cool stamps. But she was introducing her stamps on her live, and that was fun. But she had this really cool idea, which I've kind of wanted to do something like this, but I just haven't. And she was just doing stamps stamped in black on white paper and doing them in like a, I don't know, whatever, like an art journal. But it was very simple, and it was all her designs. And she was making like, I mean, pretty complicated, fun kind of things, which is all good and fine. What I want to make is kind of a more like stamp. What do I want to make? I want to make like a stamping journal. So it's a catalog. That's what I want. I want a catalog that shows all of my stamps. And then tells me like where I can find them. So, you can come and like flip through the catalog because everybody loves to flip through the catalog. I mean, right? So I think I'm going to start that, and I'm just going to work on it a little bit at a time, and hopefully I won't forget about it. And so I'm going to do that. What else did I stamp? Oh, see, I was making this whole story. I did. This was like the, isn't that pretty? I was also thinking about Masterboard Madness because I need to get my video made for Monday. Be sure to watch. Hit that notification button because I'm live on Tuesdays, but I'm also posting videos. I'm going to post a video this week about my egg journal. Lisa, were you here when I showed my egg journal? I mean, my 3 eggs and the background paper I'm going to use to make the journal. Because I'll show you. I think I made one more egg after I made the ones on the last video. But this is the most recent egg. And I'm going to make the journal. It's going to be kind of a small journal. And it's going to be an accordion fold journal. And I did make a prototype because I wanted to see what it's going to look like. But I then lost my prototype. So I don't know where it went. Yes. So anyway, it's just going to have like 5 pages and a cover, but it'll be like the front and the backs. And then like the pages will all have like a pocket in the top, and there'll be journal cards in there. And what else? I have no idea what I'm going to do for the cover. So that's not going to happen this week. But I might kind of put everything together. Should be good. I might put a black cover on it, and then I can put a journal topper and decorate the cover next week. Anyway, so I'm super excited. Super excited. I love this egg. They're coming along. Like a lot of these motifs, like with the flower and these like curly edges, are like in a Romanian kind of I got them off of like a site that had a lot of Romanian background, and I was looking, and there's a lot of really cool Polish patterns, and they do eggs like this too that are really decorated, and they have their own patterns. And I didn't see anything that was Greek other than like dye the eggs red. That's what they do. Yes. So that's what I'm going to put in all the pockets. They'll be like full of like all the like different symbolism. The like different symbols mean different things, like the eternity bands and stuff. So I will stick that in there. Super awesome. This is going to be the paper. And then I'm going to put the eggs together in this line going back. And then like each like egg represents, they'll like overlap and be touching each other. So it represents generations going back, and it'll go back over the pages. Very cool. Okay. So I'm working on that. I'm super excited about it. I've been stamping. Look at that. Isn't this a pretty stamp? I love this. Okay. It's just going to be a little tiny egg book. Not very big. This is cool. I also have Masterboard Madness, so I have to post a video for that on Monday. And check out the Masterboard Madness that's going on, because there's some people doing some really cool stuff, I have to say. I have not posted the schedule on my page, but that's Annika, Hazel Annika Design page. And yes. I really love how these colors came out, actually, with the red. Because just this like peach pink color by itself is mixed with the red. I don't like this. But it looks really good with the red and the blue. So that was fun. Oh, back to, what was I saying? So this is why I never get anywhere. Yes, so I made a card, and I made this, and I was playing with this stamp set, and I'm going to start making, I'm playing with my stamps, and putting them all into a book. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the pages first, and then once I have all of the pages, then I'll just put them into the book. And it's going to be pretty simple. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it's so much easier to stamp onto a sheet of paper than it is to stamp onto a page in a book, because that's just going to be frustrating. But you certainly don't have to do this. I mean, I guess we could do some of them in black. Do we want to do black? Maybe we want to see them in different colors. I don't know. It's our book. We can do whatever we want. Oh, I should have started this and made all of these decisions. What size pages do we want to do? And again, I'm going to get off here at like 9:50. Oh, ha! I was saying, Di, that I want to make a journal that has all of my stamps in it. So it's like a catalog of stamps. And I was preventing frustration. I was saying that I would not like to make the book if I make like just I don't want to make the book and then do the stamps. I want to stamp the stamps into the book and then assemble the book. So I can just stamp onto pages that are loose. because I would be very unhappy and frustrated if I was trying to stamp into a book all the time and then the images weren't catalog-y enough. I'm just going to use regular old notebook paper or copy paper as it is. That's what I'm going to use. I decided, I thought about using like something more interesting like coffee dyed paper, but you know, no. I think the interest in this is making a catalog that's like fun to flip through. I think that's the goal with this. I am really super excited about the egg journal. So even though it's going to be like, I mean, it should be small but powerful. That's what it's going to be. Okay. This is such a cool, I love this paintbrush. I always think I want to be jelly printing, and then last night when I had the chance to jelly print, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stamp instead. Is what I really need to do is figure out what I'm doing for masterboards, because that's how it all started. I was like, I was watching Becky look at all her ATC cards, and all of her friends are like incredible jelly print artists. So then I was like, oh, well, I need to do some jelly printing, and that's what I'll do. I'll like use the jelly prints that I make to do my master board. Well, look at this. We've already gummed this up because my blocks are covered in ink. I don't know if that's going to stick. Okay, you said it. You were going to stick. And we still only left ourselves black. And you're not going to stick. It's very rude of you. To say that you're going to stick, it's what we want. It's what I think we want. Since we do kind of want this to look nice, right? Maybe. Let's just stamp this onto a scrap piece of paper. Let's see if we're going to get a decent impression. First, we can't have any partial stamps, in our very fancy catalog. When we're shopping for our stamps, we want to see and have a good impression so that we will be like, yes, I would like to take you out and play with you today. Ooh, okay. Perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but close enough. That's what we should have is something to do our stamp offs on, because that's kind of pretty. I guess we can keep that. And I got this very cleverly onto, this is my scrap paper, but it's on a piece of scrap paper. So look at that. Now we have a scrap paper with like some stamping. We can do something with that and make it into something. And we have furthered our cause so many different directions. I think we're doing a great job. Okay. So the idea is to get this to a place where we can kind of get out our stamps, play around. It's always more fun if you can play with things a little bit in kind of a low-key way. So this way, I at least get to use all of these stamps, because I have, like I said, I have a whole drawer full of like these that like a lot of them I've never even used. So I don't know if I love them. But look, I found this paintbrush last night and I love it. So love it. Good question. Is what I'm thinking is to make this catalog like it is supposed to be, a catalog. So this stamp set has a name. And I'll write all of this information. I know that most of these are club stamp or club scrap. Interesting. They had a club scrap and a club stamp, and it was the same company. Anyway, this one's club stamp, I guess, not club scrap. And it's November 2026, interior design. And I keep this in the folder, but I'll write all of this information on here. I'm probably gonna kind of do something like this and put this in a box. And I can make notes, and I could leave a little thing that says that this is like the description. But you're right, is what I should do is even further is I'll probably come back and label these sheets. And I might go find some binders to put them in. Right now they're just kind of all piled in a drawer, but they're kind of hard to get to. So if I put them in a binder, since they're already in the sheet protectors, then I can go like, binder A, page 13. And so this will be like A13. You can write it on there. Put a tab on it. Right? That could work too. My question is more of like, what if I someday get rid of some of my stamps and now they're in my catalog? What do I do then? That was very messy. Okay. That's okay. That's how it looked in my head. So we're not disappointed. Well, maybe it wasn't quite that messy. I like the idea of tabs. Although, depending on what I decide to do, tabs aren't always as... Sometimes they get in the way and they get moosed up. There's nothing worse than having a messed up tab. I don't know if you do that or not. Not super sure. I'm kind of in the stage of just figuring this out. So if you have ideas, yes. Simple and easy is good. I do have a binder, so I have like my wooden stamps are all in like kind of pizza boxes, and they're numbered 1 through 10. And I do have a binder where I've stamped them all, and it just says box 1, box 2, box 10 on there. That is how I did that. Hello to the Cranky Crafter and the Messy Palette. Oh no! Really not fond of you falling off of there. Okay. Did we not just have like a sheet of paper that was like right here for stamping on? Good night, Lisa. Thank you for hanging out with us. It is always a pleasure to have you. Sweet dreams. Okay. So I think I am also going to log off. I assume that Juju is coming on. It sounded last night like she was coming on. And she did say that if she wasn't coming on, she was going to leave us a message. Not just leave us all hanging. That won't fit now. I did not tell the cranky crafter what I'm making. So I am making a catalog of all of my unmounted rubber stamps because I have a lot of them and some of them I have never used. So I got this set out last night and I was playing around with it. This is kind of a thing I wanted to do for a while. And I am going to make a journal and it's going to be just pages, like catalog pages with stamps in it. But I was playing with this set last night and I made these are the stamps in it. And I made this, which I'm probably going to put in my journal as a pocket, which is kind of pretty. And then I was working out ideas for my masterboard, which I'm posting on Monday. And so I was just kind of playing around with those ideas and doing a little bit. I was just playing around last night doing mixed media. And I had this jelly print and I pulled this set out because I've never really used it. And I cut all the images apart and just did some random stamping. And I made a card because I decided I really like this paintbrush and it would be really cool to make like a card out of. And so now I'm working on kind of starting to make a catalog. I saw Condescendent was showing her new set of stamps, so she has for sale on Joggles, and I was on her live while she was showing this. And she had done just stamps in black on like white as kind of an art journal idea. It's very simple. And so it kind of got me back to this idea of like, oh, I should make a catalog journal of all of my stamps just to kind of get me a little more organized and also to get me to like pull out my stamps. So it's not something I want to like finish in the next, 3 weeks or something, but just kind of take out my stamps, play with them, add them to the catalog. And I'm doing it all on just like white copy paper right now, and then I'll put them all together once I have them all in the book, so I'm not having to struggle with trying to stamp them into a book. So it's fun and relaxing and not terrible. And then I'll just write in here like what the set is and where these things are at. I like it. I think it's going to be really fun. And I think it'll get me to like use my stamps a little bit more just because like, I don't know. I like to look at catalogs. I think it's going to be fun and awesome thing to have. And along the way, I'm also like this year sending like birthday cards because I'm in Pam, the ginger cat lady, has Harley's birthday club and I'm in her birthday club. And so I'm making a lot of cards this year. So I think this will give me ideas for making cards too because I need lots of card ideas. Because Delise is here And I know that she likes to make lots of lots of cards, but I don't really make that many cards. Because already last night while I was playing with this, I found that I really love this paintbrush. It is really fun. And what else have we done tonight? Tonight I started an altered book journal in a Reader's Digest condensed book. So today I pulled out all of the extra pages basically, and I'm going to continue to work on that next Tuesday when we get to the fun part of actually doing some of the decorating and gluing the pages together and making pockets. So I'll probably work on that for like the next 3 weeks as well. Cool. Oh, that's cool. Delise, I would love to have an ATC holder booklet. That's actually one of the things I want to do in April is make kind of a happy mail journal for holding my happy mail. Legalia, thank you so much for coming. I am so happy that you got to do some crafting tonight with us. All right. Bye-bye. Awesome. All right. I am also going to get off of here, and I'm going to level locked has not said that Juju is on. Is Juju on? She was telling me last night that I should come on live with her tonight. She is not. All right. Where's my smaller one? Maybe why would she be waiting on me? Okay. Okay. Well, I would hate to keep her waiting, so I am going to get off of here. And hopefully I'll see you on the back 40. And until next time, stitch scrappily and scrap happily. And take care. And I hope you feel better, Delise. And goodbye. Goodbye, Cranky Crafter. And I will see you next Tuesday.